Last year, I was given a lot of apricots. I thought, I like apricot barbecue sauce. So I went and found a recipe on the internet and canned a bunch of jars. But when I went to marinate it later with my meat, it was not what I was expecting. I thought, no way am I going to ruin all my meat just so I can use up all my apricot barbecue sauce. So let's see if we can't get ChatGPT to save this recipe for us so that we actually want to use it up. So first I start by telling ChatGPT that I've had a failing canning attempt with apricot barbecue sauce and that no one likes it. And I ask how we can add this to recipes as a side ingredient covered by all the other flavors. So I'm hoping this will be a tomato-y, subtle barbecue substitution or replacement. Anyway, so then it asked me for more detail about my sauce, and I'd lost my recipe, so I didn't remember very much. And so I could just tell it what I was seeing or what I was tasting. And so I gave it some details like it's thin, it's not chunky, it's too sweet, but it's not sweet like jam. Just told it the few things that I knew. And we'll see. Can ChatGPT fix this recipe so that I don't just throw it all down the drain? And it looks like it's got some ideas. Let's see what it came up with. So we could turn it into barbecue sauce, what it was supposed to be in the beginning. Just add a few ingredients here, and yeah, I mean, that's smart. Fix it and use it the way it was supposed to be. Have it as a meat marinade. Well, that's what I was trying before, but add a few extra ingredients. Maybe that'll work. Or in chili, taco meat, or sloppy joes. We like those. That could work. Sweet and savory crock-pot pork. Or meatballs. That sounds interesting. Baked beans. Haven't had those in a while, but I do like those. Meatloaf glaze. Giving tips for how to do it. Use it up fast. That's cool. So then I decide I better tell ChatGPT I want each recipe to use a whole jar, because who needs an open jar of something they're struggling to use anyways sitting around? That will never do, and I'll end up throwing it out eventually anyways. I also specify which recipes I'm interested in pursuing further, and that each recipe needs to feed a family of 8, and that I am not a fan of bland food. I like to have strong flavor coming through that's well balanced. So then it created some recipes for me. Stir fry. Looks like it's got plenty of ingredients, and the taco meat. Looks like there's gonna be flavor. Sloppy joes. The recipes are looking pretty good. Like there's all the details in there. They got the ingredients and enough instructions for me to figure out those recipes. Oh, this one's asking for frozen meatballs. So I don't use frozen meatballs, I make my own. So I'm gonna have ChatGPT give me a homemade recipe that will go good with their sauce. And it gave me a recipe to work with, so when I get to meatballs, I'll try that. Okay, so now I'm gonna ask ChatGPT to put each recipe on its own page and make a printable for me. Let's see what it makes for us. So it gave me a downloadable PDF. I click the link. And it's got a chicken stir fry. Looks like the recipes are there. They're looking pretty good. but I didn't see the barbecue sauce recipe. So we're going to have them add the regular barbecue sauce recipe, and we'll try the printable again. So it's made another PDF. Let's see if they added it in. And there it is. Make sure all the rest of them are still on here and that it didn't mess it up. And I think they're there. So then I started adding these recipes to our dinner rotation, and the first one I tried was tacos. It did make a good taco. It's not the best tacos we've ever made. I do have better recipes, but it worked pretty good. And we've come back to it just to use up the barbecue sauce. Next, I made sloppy joes with it, and those turned out fairly good as well. I'm just glad I have a way to use up this barbecue sauce that is much better than the way I started. After a couple of weeks, I came back to the same thread and thought, I really want to make an elk roast on Sunday. And so I'm trying to figure out this recipe, and I thought I should use apricot barbecue sauce and just see if ChatGPT can't come up with a good recipe for me. And so I tell it I want to be cooking elk, and I want some potatoes. Should I put the potatoes in the same pot with it, or should I keep them separate? And it told me a recipe for elk. And it told me, no, don't put the potatoes with it. And I had it create that printable for me. And so then come Sunday, I go and I make that roast. And I have to say, this roast was the most amazing of all the recipes I have made with this. So good that I think I will cook all of my elk roast with this recipe. So that one was really a winner, and I'm excited about that. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Did anyone else notice that ChatGPT is now making laptops? I guess I need to get a little bit better at my image prompts. See you next time. Bye.